Good afternoon to you, my listeners. I want to begin by thanking God who has brought us this far in this year and in this examination season in our sector of education. We know that we have over 1.28 million children sitting this exam in this season. As you all know, this exam began earlier on in the month of October, about the 17th, with the lower secondary S4. But I thought this time, as we enter a new week when PLE is beginning, I thought that I would come to you so that I clarify some issues so that all of us, all our stakeholders in the education sector, especially in the primary subsector now, do agree with us and the parents, and we walk together on this journey as we start PLE next week. As you are aware, the country is facing a different but not new an enemy in the form of Ebola virus, and the outbreak has been on now for some time. But as a sector, we recognize and appreciate UNICEF for the support extended to our education institutions of learning in those highly affected districts of Museveni and Kasanda. Therefore, together with the Ministry of Health, we have agreed on following measures to be observed during this phase of PLE to ensure enhanced safety to the candidates, the invigilators, the scouts, the UNEB, leadership, and all those who are supervising PLE, and the parents, of course, and other staff during this term of examination. Now, first and foremost, as a ministry responsible for education, we want to reiterate the importance of consistently observing the basic SOPs for prevention of the spread of the Ebola virus disease. I therefore urge those listening to me today that please remember that these SOPs are good not just for you alone, but for even those around you and the country in general. I want you to listen to me as I go through these agreed points. I call upon the UNEB monitors, the invigilators, the supervisors, and scouts to be vigilant. Please be vigilant during this season of PLE and UCE and USCE. Please listen to what the Ministry of Health has prescribed as SOPs for prevention of the spread of Ebola virus disease in our country. This is very important. And sometimes the ministry sends out instructions, and some head teachers and in some schools decide to defy those instructions. But these instructions are always for the good and safety of everybody, especially you who are in schools and supervising this work, and the children themselves. So I want to reassure the public that as a ministry, we are working with the sister government ministries and agencies to ensure that we have a successful PLE conducted within the broad framework of Ebola SOPs as announced by the President recently. I'd like to inform all the school administrators and the public that the primary school pupils who are day scholars shall stay away from school. Now, this is changing nothing. It's not as if we are sending children home. The schools which are day schools normally have children come to school every day and go home every day. In this season, just to allow the schools to have a space for PLE, we're saying that the day scholars should stay home, those who are from primary 6 to primary 1, so that primary 7 can have all the classrooms to spread out and do their exams. So, all these other day scholars shall stay away from school during that time when P7 candidates are sitting PLE. And surely this is changing nothing and it shouldn't be any problem. All pupils who are boarding at school but are not in P7 shall remain at school. Now this, I think, the parents agree with us this time that it's not necessary to send these children home when they are going to have to come back to school. So we have agreed with the Ministry of Health, and now we are clarifying it for the teachers and schools, that these primary schools which are boarding schools will just stay at school. The children will not be in class, they will stay out of class, but they will stay in school. I want that to be clear when PLE is taking place. Therefore, head teachers must not send away boarding pupils back home during the time of PLE. I want that understood clearly. And the ministry has already sent out a circular to this effect. So this is just clarifying everything for all the public to know how this is going to be done, so that there will not be misunderstanding of thinking that the children are going to have to go home and PLE to take place. Yes, those who will be home are those who normally go home after school every day. But those who are boarders in school will stay in school. Arrangements have been made together with the Ministry of Health to ensure that P7 candidates who have been isolated because they are contacts for the Ebola virus disease, they will sit these exams too, but in a safer manner that we discussed with the Ministry of Health and also UNEB. Therefore, no Ebola contact or case that is willing and able to sit their end of cycle exam should be denied the opportunity to sit their exams. I want that clarified for everybody to understand. We have decided that these children will sit their exams, but we have agreed with UNEB to make this safe for them and also safe for others, so there will be no movement and no changes. These children will have their exams where they are. In addition, we have guided UNEB to ensure that as much as possible, learners affected by the Ebola virus disease, either as cases or identified contacts, sit their exams from the very school they have been studying from. I have already said that. So please understand, there will be no moving around these children. They will stay right where they are, but they will be empowered to do their exams. However, if affected pupils are from schools that are close to one another, Ministry of Health and UNEB shall work to see how such candidates can be transported safely to sit their exams from the same center together. The Ministry of Education together with the Ministry of Health, are already engaged on how to ensure that once candidates complete their exams in the districts that are currently under lockdown, that's Museveni and Kasanda, the learners are able to return home in a safer manner, and that is consistent with preventing the spread of Ebola virus disease. We have discussed this with the Ministry of Health also. We agreed on how this will be done. So please just stay safe and trust that the system we have put in place will work for all the children, whatever problems are available now. Lastly, I want to assure our learners and parents and institutions of learning that as a ministry we continue to work closely with the Ministry of Health in monitoring this situation. As of now, it is important to consistently adhere to the guidance communicated through circulars from the Ministry of Education, but also the Ministry of Health, and the SOPs that we all know from the Ministry of Health to prevent Ebola spreading any further than it has done, so that we can complete the school calendar as planned. So please help us, every one of you, where they are strategically placed. Do your work as we pray and cover you in prayers, and you pray with us also, that God may really help us to see these exams through as we come to the end of the year. I thank you for listening to me, and I pray that everybody will do their part, because all the schools have the circulars from the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education, and now I have tried to do this clarification so that all of us are together and understand how to go about this. I pray that this is some help to everybody, and I pray that God will see us through this safely. Thank you, and God bless you.